you would have started seeing me on YouTube way earlier if it wasn't for this one thing that was stopping me. And today, I'm going to share with you how I overcame that and how you can do that too, so that it is not stopping you from success and growth in your life. Want to know what that is? Stay tuned. The one thing that stopped me from creating this YouTube channel for the longest time was my strive for perfectionism. I always tried to make things perfect. I had to have the perfect lighting, I had to have the perfect background, I had to have the perfect camera, I had to have the perfect speech, I had to speak in a certain way, I had to use my body language in a certain way. It was just so much. And that intimidation never let me start. I always felt, right now I'm not ready. I'm not perfect. Right now I'm not ready. And then in May of 2021, I said, let's just do it. Whatever will happen, will happen. And that's how my YouTube journey started. And now, when I go back and look at the first video that I made, right, I'm completely shocked at the difference. In that video, I was speaking normally. I was not being my whole self. I was conscious of the camera and all of those things. But now I've overcome that. I've grown through the journey. And if I was a perfectionist, if I was like, I have to get things perfect, you wouldn't be seeing me here today. You would not know that a channel with the name of Prabhsimrat Gill exists. And that is the message that I want to share with you today. That as much as we like to be perfectionists, as much as we like to get things perfect, the truth is nothing will ever be perfect. And so today, we will be going on a journey that will help us overcome perfectionism. I will share with you the things that help me overcome perfectionism, apply them to your life. See how you can overcome perfectionism in anything that you are doing. And before we move on to that, let's just rewind back a little. Let's just move to the base and go up from the bottom up, from the base to the top, so that we have sorted it all out. And the base is understanding what perfectionism is. And so the simple definition of perfectionism is when something is its absolute best. It cannot be improved, it cannot be changed, it is just the best thing. Problem with this is nothing can ever be the absolute best. Why? Because the world is constantly changing, the world is constantly evolving. As you move through time, you will learn, you will evolve, you will grow as a person. And so you cannot achieve perfection, you cannot make the absolute best thing. Even though we all praise Leonardo da Vinci today for the Mona Lisa painting that he made, maybe he would have felt he could have done something even better in that as well. Who knows? That's how artists are, that's how all of us are. We always feel we could have done this better, we could have done this better. And because of that, the problem is we never really show our work, we never really come out, we never really get started. Why? Because we are waiting for that perfect moment where everything will be aligned. But the reality is, every second, even the earth is spinning, the earth is orbiting the sun. Every second, the direction is changing, the whole world is shifting every second. Then, how can we expect that we will have the perfect thing when everything is changing at this very second as well? And so, that is a paradigm shift that we have to make. We have to move from perfectionism to excellence. But before we do that, let's just understand, why does do we even feel the need to be perfect? And this might be something that you've not thought about till now. And that is, we try to strive for perfectionism. We try to make things perfect because we feel the lack of vulnerability. We feel fearful that people will judge us. We feel fearful that people will ridicule us. And we strive for perfectionism exactly in areas where we feel the most vulnerable and where we are most sensitive to criticism and hurt. We use perfectionism as a shield, that if I live perfect, if I am perfect, if I work perfect, if I do things very well as a perfect person, then I'll have the shield that will protect me from being hurt, that will protect me from having those problems that come with vulnerability, that the ridicule, the criticism, the negativity. When in reality, all that big shield of perfectionism is doing is It is preventing you from being seen. It is not stopping you from being hurt. It is not stopping you from being vulnerable. And so, perfectionism comes from a place of lack of vulnerability. How do we overcome from that? How do we build through that? And how do we get rid of perfectionism? That is what we'll understand now. And the first way to overcome perfectionism is understand the difference between excellence and perfectionism. Because striving is not bad, hustling is not bad, but when it comes from perfectionism, when it tries to be the place at what will other people think, this has to be perfect in other people's eyes, then that is a negative attitude. But if it is coming from the place of I will be my best, I will give my 100%, I'll put it out, let's see how the response is, let's see how this goes. If it does not go well, all right, I'll refine, I'll improve. That is excellence. That is the attitude that you'll constantly keep on learning, constantly keep on improving, and that does not stop you from being seen. That does not stop you from being open, from being vulnerable, and from showing your true self. Strive for excellence, not for perfection. Focus on growth, not on being the absolute best person. Because as we said, perfectionism is just what will other people think. Let go of that, move that away. And for that, this there comes a second tip of how to overcome perfectionism, that is, people will always think and form opinions. Whatever you do, there will be people who will not like it. You cannot be a people pleaser. You cannot please every single person on this planet. Your video will get dislikes. People will ridicule you. People will say, this project that you made is trash. This song that you made is trash. You will have to face even harsher comments than this. But you have to accept people will always form opinions, people will always throw negativity at you. What matters is the choice that you make. What matters is how you choose to respond to that negativity. Because there are two things. One is the external stimulus, the criticism, the hurt, the negativity that is being thrown at you. On the other hand, there is your response. What is that you do about it? And in between both of these things lies your choice. And what you do that, and when what you make that choice as, is what will decide how your life will be, and whether you strive for perfectionism or excellence, whether you're open and you're succeeding, or that you're just protecting yourself from being seen. How to overcome negativity? For that, I have made a very detailed video that you can watch by clicking up here, and it will also be linked in the description below. You can go anywhere, you can watch that video, and that will help you get over this. That will help you overcome any kind of negativity that comes at you. The third way to overcome perfectionism is acceptance. Acceptance is what leads to change. Acceptance is what creates better and happier lives. And for that, we have to accept nothing can ever be perfect. The world is constantly changing. Things are not the same every moment. In fact, just look at 1 month ago, something might not have existed then, it is existing now. That is how fast the world is changing. You look at 20 years ago, the world is drastically different. And so you realize nothing will be perfect, nothing can be there. Get some perspective, do some exploration, search some things up. How has the world changed in the last 50 years? You will find many videos on it. You will see, oh my god, there is so much drastic change. And if you've lived through those 50 years, if you're 50, 60 years old, and even if you're 20, 30 years old, right, even if you're 15-year-old, just look at 5, 10 years behind, and you will see changes. You will see the difference that is there. And with that perspective, you will realize, you will accept that perfectionism cannot exist, and that is what will motivate you to change. That is what will move you towards excellence. Accept this fact and get rolling. And the fourth way to overcome perfectionism is be okay with making mistakes. For the longest time, this was the thing that was protecting me the most, that was stopping me from being seen. And that was, what if people find that I made a mistake? What if people find that I fumbled in between speaking? How will they think? The reality is, everyone makes mistakes, and that is all right. Put that out there. And the thing is, well, you feel that people will judge you, people will ridicule you, and people will do the worst things to you if you make a mistake. The reality is, they will connect with you better. They will connect with you at a deeper level. Why is that, you may ask? That is because all of us make mistakes. All of us know that nothing can be perfect. Innately, we know that. Innately, we understand that. The only thing is, we aren't vulnerable enough to show those mistakes. We aren't vulnerable enough to open up. And when you can lead as an example, when you can say that, okay, it's all right to make mistakes, it is okay, those things happen. We learn from those experiences. And when you get started on that, right, you will change the attitude of the people around you. They will feel inspired by you, and with that you will start improving whatever it is that you're doing as well. And I realize, when I started focusing on being okay with mistakes, I was able to start this YouTube channel. Even though, when I remember when I made my first video, what I did was I took so many retakes, even I cannot believe it. It's a 4 or 5 minute video, but it took me anywhere between 3 to 4 hours to shoot. And then I wanted the editing to be perfect, I wanted it to be top notch. All of that was there. But then, now what I've realized is, alright, it does not have to take that much time. Now my video does not take me any retakes. I just get started, I speak from my heart, I have my outline and my research ready, and I just get done with it. If there's a mistake, if I fumble in between, if I forget something in between, I just start again from there, or I just start the whole video, whatever is needed to be. But now, for shooting a video, it anyway takes me 10 to 15 minutes more than the entire duration of the video. That's how much difference, that's the distance I have covered. And you will also cover that distance as you start being okay with making mistakes. And this leads us to a final point, that is, get started, improve on the way. Start off something, whatever it is that you're doing, and finish it. No matter how bad it is, no matter if it is the worst thing ever done in history, finish it. Don't find mistakes in between, don't find faults in between. Get the first thing done, then reiterate it, improve it. See, what are the improvements that you can make? Don't do it from the perfectionist point of view, do it from the excellence point of view. What are some things that you can genuinely improve on right now in this moment? Then improve on that, put that out there, send that off. You will not be stuck in perfectionism. And then just improve along the way. When I go back and read the first blog post that I wrote, I cannot believe I'm the same person who wrote that. When I go back and watch the video that I'm talking about, I cannot believe I'm the same person who's spoken in that video. I have evolved, I have grown along in the journey, and that could have only happened because I decided on doing something, I finished it, then I made it like however I wanted it to be, whatever improvements I could make, and then I shipped it out. I put it out there. If you are writing a book, if you're writing something, write the whole thing, write the first draft, don't edit in between, then go back to it. See what are some changes that you can do, what are some things that you can make better. Whatever it is that you're doing, finish off the first draft first, finish off the first prototype first. If you're building something, finish off the first overall design without judging, then find faults, then find problems there, and make it excellent, make it as good as possible. And that, my friends, is how you can overcome perfectionism. That is how you can be more vulnerable. That is how you can lift this big shield and show yourself to the world. That is how you can make your work count, make your voice count, and make yourself count in this world. And that is how you begin this journey. Just get started. Comment on what your thoughts are in the what you think about this in the comment section. Let's just get started this way. Write down what is the one thing that you want to do but you are not doing because of perfectionism. Declare it publicly and then get started on it. Do that right now. And with that, you will get that push, you'll get that motivation that, all right, I can do this, I can make this work. And also, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because it keeps me motivated, and it also keeps you notified about any new video that comes out, so that you can be fast right on your way to success and you can keep growing. Also, share this video with as many people as possible. Let's be vulnerable. Let's open up. Let's start sharing that yes, we struggle with perfectionism, and more people will start opening up. All of us will start lifting our shields, and the world will become a much more positive place. Do your part, share it with your friends, family, colleagues, and as many people as possible. And remember, you are awesome, you are limitless, and you will rock the world. Lift off perfectionism, put it out of your life, and you will unlock limitless potential. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.